Hello everyone, in this video it's about the power of a photo, a moment preserved beyond time. There is something quietly sacred about a photograph. At first glance, it is a mere image, a rectangle of paper, a flicker of pixels on a screen, a frozen frame of light, yet beneath that stillness lies an entire universe of memory, emotion, and meaning. A photograph is never only a photograph, it's a vessel of time, a keeper of stories, and sometimes the only bridge left between the present and the past. The power of a photo rests only in its physical form, but in the life it contains. When the shutter clicks, it does more than capture light and shadow. The power of a photo rests not in its physical form, but in the life it contains. When the shutter clicks, it does more than capture light and shadow. It catches the heartbeat of a moment, a laugh that may never sound again, a look that will never return, a breath of history that could otherwise slip into forgetfulness. In this way, a photograph is not simply seen with the eyes, it is felt with the heart. A moment that refuses to fade. Life is built of moments, fleeting and fragile. A joy's first step, a mother's embrace, a glow of a sunset falling on someone you love. These moments happen only once. When dissolved into memory, without preservation, they fade, eroded by time like writing on sand. But when a camera interrupts time, the moment refuses to fade. What once would vanish becomes an anchor in permanence. A photograph takes that second of life and says, "Stay, do not disappear. I want to remember you." It is astonishing to realize that picture of your grandmother, young and radiant in dress decades old, is not just an image. It's a moment that truly happened. The wind brushed her hair that way. The sun fell across her cheek exactly like that. Someone stood there and laughed with her, someone who perhaps is no longer alive. And now you hold that laugh, that light, that wind in your hands. The silent storyteller. Every photograph is a story that does not require words. It whispers truths in silence. A wrinkled black and white portrait of immigrants arriving on dock tells of courage, leaving everything behind for a chance at freedom. A faded wedding photo carries more than lace and smiles. It holds vows, hope, and trembling innocence of beginning a shared life. Sometimes the most powerful photos are the simplest ones, a child holding a toy, a friend's hand resting gently on another, a street corner that no longer exists. They remind us that life's deepest meaning often hides in details we take for granted. Details we only realize matter when time has swept them away. The heart's memory. Memory is fragile keeper. Our minds distort and erase, softening sharp edges, blurring faces, forgetting that exactly curve of the smile. We think we will remember forever, but the years prove otherwise. A photograph rescues us from forgetfulness. It keeps the sharpness alive when memory begins to blur. It reminds us not only the face but of the feeling we once had standing beside it. There is a reason people cling to photographs after loss. When loved one is gone, we search for something, anything that still feels like them. Their voices fade, their scent lingers only in imagination, but their face in the photo is steady. To look at their picture is to say, you were real, you were here, and part of you still remains with me. Across generations, perhaps the greatest gift of photo is its ability to travel across generations. You may never have met your great grandparents, yet through a photograph you glimpse their eyes, their posture, their smile. You may realize that the tilt of your chin and the curve of your brow comes from them. Without a word, without ever meeting, a photo connects you, blood speaking through image. For future generations, the photos we take today will be sacred inheritances. They will not only see what we look like, but how we live. A picture of a dinner table, messy with laughter and food, will one day tell descendants, he is how your ancestors gather, he is the joy they share. Photos become heirlooms, passed down not for their material worth, but for their ability to carry human presence through time. The duality of joy and ache. Yet the power of the photo is not only joy, it is also ache. A photo can remind us of people we have lost, relationships that ended, or times we can never return to. Looking at the photo can feel like touching a wound and a blessing at the same time. It brings both comfort and sorrow because it proves what once was, but also what no longer is. There is a strange beauty in this age. It teaches us that life's value lies in its impermanence. The fact that a photograph moves us to tears is proof that the moment matters deeply. More than an image, a mirror of the soul. There are photographs that capture more than a face, they capture a soul. Think of the portraits where the eyes seem to follow you, where you can almost sense the inner life of the person. A good photo does not just show what someone looked like, it reveals something about who they were, their dignity, their shyness, their humor, their pain. Sometimes photographs reveal truths that even the subject did not see, a tiredness behind a smile, a longing in the eyes, or conversely, a joy that glows brighter than they themselves realize. Thus, a photograph can be both a window into history and a mirror for the heart. Universality of images. A photograph speaks across language, culture, and time. Words may be forgotten, but images remain legible to every eye. A photo of a child crying, a soldier returning home, a couple kissing at train station. These need no translation. They strike directly at the core of human experience. In this way, photographs belong not only to families but to humanity. They become records of history, witnesses of truth, and sparks of empathy. Some photographs have changed the world, images of war, of injustice, or triumph, because they force people to see what words could not make them feel. The paradox of abundance. In our digital age, we are surrounded with photographs. Millions are taken every minute, shared instantly, forgotten just as quickly. The power of a photo risks being diluted by abundance. Yet, even now, the rare photo that matters still holds power. It is not the endless stream of images that moves us, but the one photograph that strikes the heart, the candid smile of someone we love, a moment we almost forgot until the photo reminded us, a single frame that encapsulates a whole chapter of life. The abundance may change how we store photos, but it does not diminish their soul. The true power remains in the moments we preserve. Living with photographs. To live with photographs is to live with reminders of both love and impermanence. They remind us to cherish what we have now, because today's ordinary moment may be tomorrow's most treasured memory. A snapshot of breakfast, laughter in the garden, children playing with messy hair. These may one day be the photographs that break our heart with gratitude. To keep photographs close is to accept that life is fleeting, but beauty can be preserved. It is to honor the truth that while time cannot be stopped, it can be held in memory, carried through generations, and gazed upon long after the moment has passed. The moment may be eternal. In the end, the power of a photo lies in its paradox. It captures something that was fleeting and makes it eternal. It is a reminder that life cannot be grasped, but it can be remembered. A photograph is both a goodbye and a promise. Goodbye to the moment that has slipped away, but a promise that it will not be forgotten. That is why we take photos, not simply to see faces again, but to hold love again, not simply to remember events, but to feel them once more. To look at the photograph is to return, to walk into the room that no longer exists, to stand beside a person who may no longer be there, to relive a second that time tried to steal. And so, a photo is never just a photo. It is the memory carved into light. It is a treasure chest of heartbeats. It is the proof that even in the world where everything passes, something can be preserved. One day, long after we are gone, someone will hold our photographs. They will trace the outline of our face, study the way our eyes look, wonder about the lives we lead. Through these images, we will speak across time. I was here. I love. I live. Remember me. That is the power of a photo. It is not ink on paper, not pixels on a screen. It is the bridge between the moment and eternity, between the heart and history. It is love preserved.